The eternal question, do past lives influence this one? Well, I am a quantum healing hypnosis therapist. I've done over 100 sessions of people going into past lives. I've experienced some of my own, and so I want to share some insights with you to help answer that question. Hi, my friend. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zach, and I help guide spiritual seekers like yourself release their fears and deepen their connection to the spirit within. So to jump right in and answer the question, yes, they do. However, there's a big however in there. Past lives are only still present in this life if you don't learn what you chose to learn before this. Now, what does that mean? It means that as a soul, having a human experience and being an eternal being, an eternal soul, you have gone through multiple lives, hundreds, maybe thousands of lives, with a lot of the same people playing different roles. Your mom could have been your husband, your dad could have been your daughter, or your best friend, or yada yada yada. There's so many different outlines that you could have designed for yourselves and for each other, with each other. However, the important part of all this is that the past life only affects this life when you don't learn the lesson. I don't like to say lesson so much, but the idea that you wanted to learn in this life. Let's write that down and delve into that a little bit. So I know what you're thinking when you're watching that. You're thinking, oh, of course, well, God is testing me and it's throwing me all these lessons. That has nothing to do with it. That is pure poppycock. You are an eternal being. You are an aspect of God. You are an extension of source energy of God. And so as an extension of all that is, right, the entire universe, the spirit, as an extension of that, you chose things for yourself. So you're kind of a masochist. Yeah, unfortunately, you're kind of a spiritual masochist. The human experience is what was going to teach you to learn and grow. And so as a spirit, right? Not just in human form. In human form, you're going to grow and learn. But as you experience certain things in human form, you get a lot of growth spiritually. And so when you learn what you chose from previous life existences, it dissolves. The karmic relationship that you have with this person that you can't get over is only because you have not set your boundaries. Does that make sense? This life is the most important one. Let's write that down. If you're liking the video so far, please subscribe or comment. I'd love to stay connected with you guys so we can continue this journey of spiritual awakening together. And let's continue on with the video. That's because in this life, that's where all your power exists. All your power resides right now in this present moment. This is the only moment you have. You cannot go back and dissolve the relationships you had, or the instances or the circumstances you had from previous lives, nor would you want to, because all of those things brought you to this moment. But the things that are frustrating you, that are trying, that are difficult right now, can be resolved in this life, in this moment, with recognition and with an introspection and a self-realization. I had so many clients while they were under hypnosis have these awakenings, right? This realization that, okay, I may have been with this person in the past, and he keeps showing up in this life as a guy who keeps hurting me, who keeps damaging me. And so when I would ask questions to their higher selves, they would say, well, yes, they were together in previous lives. And that's why they have such this kind of energetic attachment in this life. But in order for her to live the life that she's asked for, she's going to need to let him go. She's going to need to move on. And I know that's difficult. And I know that's hard. My relationship before I met my perfect woman, I thought I was going to marry this girl. I was all infatuated with her. She was the first person I'd really connected with. Yada, 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 yada. But she wasn't the one. She was just the one that was taking me to my perfect partner, to the one that I was really looking for. Karmic attachments and things of that nature, energetic attachments, yes, they can come from past experiences. But the problems in this life are not all a result of past lives. Everyone wants to blame their past life on a phobia or something. And yes, I'm going to give you a story in a second where that may be true. However, your past lives are not the reason that all of these things are happening to you right now. The reason that everything is happening to you right now is because you are in a resistant state. Right? Buddha said change does not cause suffering, resistance to change causes suffering. What you resist persists, right? Carl Jung. We are resisting things in our own, resistance comes from our own thoughts and our own behaviors and then our own beliefs that are ingrained with us. But those beliefs can change with repetitive thought and repetitive action. But anyways, the things that are happening to you now are a result of the resistance that you're holding in this life. Not because someone wants you to grow and learn and all that stuff. This can dissolve instantaneously. I've watched it under hypnosis, in hypnosis sessions, dissolve instantaneously, where people's fears completely resolved. Perfect example, I had a client who had a fear of tight, closed spaces, claustrophobia, and she didn't know where they came from. And so at the very end of the session, her body just froze. And she said, I smell blood. And I said, oh, let's go into that. Okay, well, do you feel anything? Can you see anything? No, it's dark, but I smell blood. And then she said, oh, I'm feeling this weight on my chest. Oh my gosh. Blah. And I said, okay, if it's too uncomfortable, we can pull out of the body and you can watch yourself. And she said, okay. And so she pulled out of the body and she said, oh, my body's at the bottom of a trench with bodies buried on top of it. Oh, wow, interesting. And so she realized that she was a soldier, I believe, in World War I, World War II, one of the world wars, and she had died. And then the next day she texted me, or 2 days later she texted me and said, hey, Zach, by chance, did you wear Old Spice into where we were, because I can't stop smelling it as her workspace? I said, no, I don't wear Old Spice. I have like a natural deodorant that I wear. I think it's Schmidt's. Where's Schmidt's? It's really good. And I said, no, unfortunately I don't. She said, okay. So she texted me again 2 days later, and if I find it, I'll post it right here. But it was a flyer for Old Spice that said, Old Spice, no soldier leaves home without it. So that was validation for her that she had that experience. And I should actually reach out to her and see what her claustrophobia has done since then, because that was a few years ago. But yeah, so yes, there are things we can definitely bring from other lives into this life experiences, right? That are kind of energetic attachments to our soul, and that our soul said, I want to resolve this, right? Your inner being said, I want to resolve this in physical form in this life. And so nobody's thrusting anything upon you. When you think of past lives and how they affect you in this life, not a single thing is being thrust upon you. Everything that you've chosen is a result of who you were as a soul before you came into body, before this body manifested and showed up, right? Your soul is still wanting to have that energy kind of cleansed from it. The best way to clean the energy, though, is not, you don't even have to work on it. It's to find peace and stillness within yourself. Karmic attachments begin to resolve themselves easily. That energy dissipates the less you pay attention to it. And I know that sounds weird and it sounds counterintuitive, but where attention goes, energy flows. And so, if you keep putting attention on how afraid you are of something, it's going to keep manifesting and showing up. That's why exposure therapy in psychology and cognitive behavioral therapy works so well, is because as you expose yourself to a circumstance, a situation, an individual that is causing you a lot of inner strife, a lot of inner discomfort, and recognizing that that thing, that situation, that circumstance, whatever, is not going to hurt you anymore, the mind begins to let go and the anxiety begins to release. I know it sounds easy, it's not always that easy. I'm making it sound easy, but the best thing you can do to relieve the attachments, the karmic attachments that you're wanting to relieve in this moment, is to practice a letting go, and that tends to come in the form of meditation. And then when you're in that state of stillness, you will have a new perspective on that situation, that circumstance, that thing, right? That's the best way. That's what your inner being and spirit wants you to do. I've heard it hundreds of times. I've heard it for myself. I hear it for myself on a daily basis when I'm getting into little fear states. Fear is indication that we are away from our soul, right? The more joyful we are, the more grateful, loving, the closer in alignment we are with our soul, with our inner being. Our thoughts are in alignment with our inner being. The further we feel from that, the more negative we feel. So a state of depression, a state of complete despair, means that your thoughts currently are in complete opposition, couldn't be further away from the way your soul, your inner being sees the situation. And that's how you resolve the energy from your past life. You can do it. It's very possible. Not just your one past life, hundreds of past lives. Buddha, when he attained enlightenment, he went through every stage of every life he'd ever existed in. Inanimate objects, rocks, to bugs, to animals, to all the human lives he'd lived. When you find this state of stillness within yourself and you connect deeply with your heart and your inner being, everything, the energy dissipates. When you fill yourself with love and the light, right? Love is light. Light is information, wisdom. When you fill yourself with wisdom and love and joy, those things disappear, right? Oftentimes when people get a lot of anxiety, it's just anticipating what's about to happen, right? I want this thing to happen so badly. I can't let go of the attachment of the end result, and I don't know how it's going to happen, and then we create a story. Same thing can happen with a snake, with claustrophobia, with all of those things. But as soon as you accept, this is just part of where I am now, and instead, and acknowledging that, okay, this could be something from a past life. It's definitely fun to learn those things. But if I really want to resolve it, no matter what, no amount of hypnosis is going to resolve it. Hypnosis helps things because we accept what happened, we see it from a different vantage point, and then that energy no longer holds on to us. So if you can do that in this life, if you can have that vantage point in this life, that energy completely dissolves. Okay? So that's it. Yes, the answer is yes, your past lives can affect you in this life. But the answer, the solution that you're seeking for is, how do I get that to stop affecting me? And it is to go within yourself, connect with your heart by meditating, connect with your inner being. You could even check out the spirit guide answer, guided meditation that I've got right here. Check it out on the card. You can do that, but meditate, connect inwardly, and let go. Let it go. The universe is looking after you. What you want wants you. What you seek is seeking you. You want to be free from this. Your spirit wants you to be free from this. Let it go. Trust that everything is working out for you, because everything is working out for you. All right? And that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked that video, check this one out. I'm sure it will really help you on your journey and your spiritual awakening. I want you to remember this, that you are loved, you are safe, you are protected, and you are worthy. Never forget that. You are loved, you are safe, you are protected, and you are worthy. Look forward to engaging with you on the next video. Until then, I will see you then. Be well. Bye. And that's it.